Hi, everybody.
Hello.
What's going on? First time Facebook Live.
Facebook Live.
So we're newbies at this. So
yes.
we've got it as far as we can tell. But if something goes wrong, we'll just start another one, right?
Yes. I'm just gonna move the camera a little bit.
As you can tell, the event I made said 7 p.m. But if you guys know us from the YouTube side, it's always ish. But you can't on an event put 7-ish. So I did go in and put a comment because I saw, I see some thumbs up. I see some stuff. Now, we don't know how the comments work on here. Oh, there we go. What does that say?
Want to see your viewers who are watching your video live, swipe left to see your viewers. Oh, we're not going to do that.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully we can see your comments.
Yeah,
if not,
I think we can. You could just say,
yeah, go ahead and
hi.
leave a comment so we can see how it works. Because we like to just, discuss in real time, but it's telling us what to do as we go.
Also, we really like, you're probably, we really like this new mount because it allows us to be obviously completely hands-free, and you get to see little Harper man back there, and Ben can drive safely and doesn't have to all the things. Hi, Catherine.
Oh, hey, there's a comment.
Yay! Anyways, so, but it just on this road that we're on, it's going to be a little shaky because that's the only thing about it being mounted to the windshield is that it, I'm sure I can make it a little bit more stable, but I don't want to mess with it too much because I'm afraid it's...
You can see us, you can see Harper.
Yeah.
We'll have fun.
So if you're new to our live streams, we've been live streaming on YouTube, but we were having a little bit of issues over there, so we decided to try it over here.
Yeah, and to celebrate our new Facebook page, which we have,
yes, we are the word.
It's been kind of fun.
Yeah.
So we were talking about before. You're flipped, as in how? Like upside down? Tell us. Hey, Jennifer. Yeah, you always tell us if the sound is weird or the picture's weird, because we don't know, because we look normal.
Ben is on the left. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's flipped, it reverse, you know what I mean?
Oh, it reverses it.
But Ben is driving. Don't worry.
But I look like I'm in England.
We're not in England.
Or Australia. I look like I'm... Okay.
Yeah, no, Ben is driving.
That's fun. I got
I'm not driving. That would probably be terrifying. Y'all probably oh my gosh, Olivia's not even watching.
That's hilarious that Facebook does that, because clearly YouTube doesn't do that. That's weird.
Anyways, so...
anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, well, that's really funny. But I'm going to just angle this over a little bit more so y'all can see Ben a little bit better, because I can lean over. Yeah, if you guys have any questions,
or
comments, or
just like to...
or topics that you would like to chat about, or thoughts, or for all of our friends in South Florida, we are praying and
for you guys,
thinking about you guys, and because that is just we both grew up on the coast, so I know how bad hurricanes are and how much damage that they do, and so we're just praying that everybody stays safe and all that jazz. Yeah. All that jazz.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and still praying, I know it's going to be a long recovery for the Houston area.
Still obviously praying for the Houston, everybody in Houston.
Yeah, we were so excited to give to that Texas Diaper Bank.
Yeah.
That's such a great charity.
It really is.
It was good. It was good. How did everybody have a good week? Did you have a good week?
I had a good week. I did. It was busy as usual, but it was really good. Harper has a new backpack, and he is very excited about his new backpack.
Yes.
Which I think is hilarious.
He loves that thing. He doesn't even know how to put it on, but he wants to get it, and then he'll just hold it close to him because he thinks that's how you put it on. So
it's really funny. But yeah, let's see. So excited to be joining you guys live.
Yay!
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're so glad to have all you guys. It's super fun. I like to do these live little thingamabobbies just because it's it's just like live on the cuff. We should go, like you said, like go around the park because it's just, this is so bumpy.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, we're just having a conversation. This road is so bumpy. It's like making the camera fall down. Anyways, that's why we're shaking, by the way. Oh my gosh. We're in the car and because we like to do our little live things in the car.
Oh yeah. I mean, there are some complicating factors to it. Sometimes the internet connection gets weird.
And if anything ever gets weird like that, just know we'll start a new one.
Yep. Yeah.
We'll immediately start a new one. Let's see. How do you guys suggest getting your workout mojo back? Oh, that's a great question. Oh, hey, from Arkansas, Tracy. How do you get your mojo back?
Well, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. So here's my thing. When you're out of something for a while, I don't care what it is, whether it be working out or eating well or just a group of friends or church or something like that, it seems like you get so far away from it and you're not sure if you want to do it again. Does this make sense?
100%.
But once you go, oh yeah, this is nice. Does that make sense? Like, I'll never forget. Do you remember, so I was doing CrossFit at this place called 2 and 2 in Tribeca, and then we were going to move with my friend Dell over to Brick. But so we left 2 and 2, and it was going to be 3 months before Brick opened because they were under construction. And the whole time, Nora and I were both doing it. And, and as it got toward the end of those 3 months, I was like, I don't know, do you want to do it anymore? I'm just not sure. But as soon as I went back, it was like, oh, yeah, this is awesome.
Right.
But it just took going back.
Right.
So I think the same concept is just do some things. Just get back into it. I'm not saying this is a guarantee that you're going to get your mojo back or whatever, but I think by just taking a step out, I'm just going to go do it. I'm not saying I'm going to do it every day from right now. I'm just going to go back and see how I can do it. And then all of a sudden, I think you'll find that you can get back in the game a lot better.
Yes, I agree. I think, like, especially with working out, because it's one thing if you're like, oh, I haven't been out with my friends in a while or whatever. That's like a really pleasant experience, and you're like, even though you have to like maybe like rally and whatever, it's a lot more daunting, I think, and hard when you're like, oh, I've got to get back like in the gym, or I have to like. So my thing, I think first and foremost, is you have to like find the thing even if it's like, well, I'm just not a person that likes to work out. Whatever, of all the things you do with workouts, the one you love the most, that's the one you got to jump back in with. It's got to be something that you like, or at least can swallow, if that makes sense. And then you just got to, like, just like Nike said, you just got to just do it. You just have to just do it. And you have to just, like, cannonball back in. It's not like, I think a lot of times it's like, oh, I have to like tiptoe back in. With a lot of things, I think that's possible, but with working out, you just got to jump right back in. And it's like I always say in my Soul Cycle classes, like, there are certain things that are multipliers in your life. Like, strength is a multiplier. If you want to be strong and you want to get stronger, you have to choose. You have to do things that make you strong. Well, the more you do those, the stronger you get. It's like a multiplier. It's like kind of like the avalanche going down the hill. It's the same thing with working out. It's like, you just got to jump in and start doing it. And then the more you do it, the less sore you feel, the stronger, the better you feel, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. They handle it. Let me see. Super expensive. Yeah, so Catherine was just saying that I couldn't see the whole comment, but basically that she was going to another gym, and then that gym, for whatever reason, she's not able to go there anymore. So now she's having a hard time finding another gym, And I think that's like, it is really, there's an ambulance coming, so I apologize. Or a fire truck, I don't know. Hold on one second. So she was just saying it's just really, really hard because there's not one like super conveniently located, blah, blah, blah. So then you have like one of two things. You either are going to just have to like, I know this is going to sound really almost like harsh or whatever, but it might just be, sorry.
We're by the hospital. So.
We're by the hospital. It might just be one of those things where you might have to go like the extra mile to get somewhere where you need to go, and it may not be super convenient. It may just require a little bit more time, which I know who has more time. But sometimes that's just like the sacrifice that has to be made. Or you might have to try something different. Maybe you start, you know, the weather is changing, and it's going to be this beautiful weather where it's just crisp and cool outside and not winter and not hot in the summer. Maybe you start a walking program or a couch to 5K that you could just walk out your front door and start to do. Or maybe you find some type of workout on YouTube that's free and you do it every day there's so many channels now that offer daily workouts for free that you can do in your living room with no like equipment. Like there's always, I just find like with a lot of things, it's not always super convenient, and you can't always find like something. But I find with working out, there's always something that you can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And don't you think too, that's the importance of a community? I mean, it's just a lot harder to A, leave, and B, it's easier to come back because you want to see the people and you want to be a part of it.
Totally.
You know, that's another aspect of it. I don't think it's everything, but
if you can't, but a lot of people just can't do that. You know what I mean? A lot of people can't go to like, you know, go to a gym or afford a gym membership or
believe me,
I mean, I'm so thankful I work at SoulCycle because it's expensive.
Oh yeah, well no, that's one of the main reasons I haven't done CrossFit again, because I can't. You can't. It's either you got to pay $300 a month or nothing. Because I'd love to go once or twice a week, but it's like $25 a class, so I don't want to pay $100 a month to go 4 times. You know, so that's like a totally, because I loved that aspect of it. I do love running, and when I was doing CrossFit, I missed it because I like to put the headphones in.
And I think some people are big community people. Like some people are very community driven. Like they're like, oh man, I really have to like do something. Like I'm very community driven, and I know you're that way too. Like I like going to classes where there's lots of people, where I'm seeing the same people over and over again, because it makes you want to show up, because you're like, I'm going to get to see, you know, my rider Annika or my, you know, whatever. Let's see, related question. How do you find your voice on YouTube? I'm thinking about posting.
While you're reading that, Brian also said the video quality is much better on Facebook Live than YouTube.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Interesting.
Nick Hendren was saying, how do you find your voice on YouTube? Like he's thinking about posting some things, but he's interested in so many different things. And I think it's like, it just depends on what you're doing. Like I think like if you're posting on YouTube because you're hoping to one day make a career out of it, then I think that you have to be really focused. You have to kind of pick a lane. And if you're just posting, if you're just like, I want to just use this outlet as a creative way to just kind of like put my voice out there, and like, then I think you should just post whatever you want. It's whenever you want, however you want. Yeah. Like, I mean, our you know, our channel here is just daily vlogs. Like it's like,
and the word, you know, vlog, obviously it's like a blog, so it's like, you know, you're just doing it. You're keeping track of what's happening in your day, and for us that's really important. Like even if there's some stuff I wanted to cut out, like if I was making a purely entertainment piece, sometimes I leave it in because I'm like, we're also documenting what's happening, you know, in our lives. And when we go back one day, or Harper goes back one day, hopefully he can do that.
And I mean, like our goal, I think it was not like, we didn't do this because we're like, we want to be millionaires. Like, you know, that's not why we're doing this. We're doing this because we wanted to build a community. We wanted an outlet to share this incredible little boy and miracle. And what were you saying? You were, sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's it. That you know, that, you know, those, and a lot of those kinds of documenting kind of channels and stuff have become really popular, so you never know. But I just think you have to just express what you want. Now, like she said, if you are wanting to, I mean, there's just, you got to learn what they're like. I mean, YouTube is a search engine, so that's why you see all your favorite creators, you know, and even we do, and sometimes in the titles, like things that are real searchable, like in, you know, oh, it's July 4th, so post a July 4th video and put July 4th in the title. That's the kind of thing. You'll chase trends. Like they used to tell us when we went to YouTube that you could go to, you know, the Google Trends page and just do videos based on that. And a lot of people want to do that, and that's great. That's awesome. But that's not, but if you want to do it just because you want to get your voice out there, you want to express, and hopefully maybe you'll find an audience and stuff like that, then I would just say do whatever you want to.
Megan just asked a question. She said that she's starting a weight loss journey and she has a lot of weight to lose, and her question is, should she focus mainly on cardio or weights, or if like, and then when to incorporate weights, and like what do we think about that? I do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
I truly, and a lot of fitness professionals would disagree with me, but I am also a fitness professional. I have my personal training certificate. I've been working in the fitness industry for like 5 years now, and I've lost a lot of weight.
Yep.
So,
you're legit.
Well, no, it's not that, but I feel like a lot of people would disagree with me, but I also feel like I do feel like I do kind of know what works in this, because this is a very niche area of physical fitness. I feel like the weight loss area. I just believe in cardio. I do. I think it's super important. I think also in the beginning, it's super overwhelming if you're trying to lose weight to tell somebody like, great, so you need to do like all this cardio, and you're going to need to like go into the gym and use all the weight machines and blah, blah, blah. Like, how about in the beginning of a weight loss journey? Because most of us in the beginning probably aren't doing any kind of working out. How about you just start walking? Like, walking is the most underestimated way to lose weight ever.
Oh, yeah.
It is, I mean,
You used to have a statistic or something you shared at a talk.
I can't remember. What, boo-boo? Uh-oh. Let me see.
It was a great statistic.
Do you not like this one? Yeah, I'm gonna help Harper find another video.
Yeah.
But keep going. You answer.
Yeah. No, I think you know what's the most important out of cardio versus weights? Food.
Well, of course.
And I think you know that, but like that is absolutely the number one. And I think, but I totally agree.
Yeah.
I do think, as you go along, I'll say this. I really did enjoy. I ran mostly to lose most of my weight when I was on the main part of my journey, but once a week I would go and do like the weight machines and stuff, and I had no idea what I was doing. This was pre-CrossFit and everything else. I will say that helped me as I was losing weight to kind of not be so flabby and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's something I miss now even.
Well, and I think once you get in a real rhythm and once you start losing weight and really seeing results and all that, then you could definitely add some weights in, either at the gym or with a personal trainer.
It's weird that I'm on that. We don't know why it's doing that, but
yeah. However, I do think that like in the beginning, just establishing like consistency and let's see. Oh, that was sweet. Megan just left a really sweet comment. Well, and especially I think like, the one of the best ways to lose fat is cardio. Like that's proven. That's not like an opinion. That's just like biology. And I do think, and people ask all the time, they're like, well, I wanna incorporate weight so I won't have a bunch of extra skin. That is like the biggest misnomer ever. I hear people say that all the time. Well, I'm really doing lots of arm weight so I won't have extra skin on your arms. You have extra. You will if you are losing a significant amount of weight, unless you are extremely young. Yeah. And or you don't have a lot of stretch marks or whatever. Or
maybe you weren't overweight for a long time.
Or if you just have spent like a brief time being overweight, you may not have extra skin. I would say 90% of people that are losing a large, I would say over 80 pounds, you're gonna have extra skin. You're gonna have it everywhere. Still to this day, like I, like my legs, like I'm super self-conscious of my legs, and my legs, my legs are fairly thin. Like I don't have, naturally my legs are not, really big. They've never been like my problem area, like the middle of my body. However, I just have a lot of loose skin on my legs. Like I just do, you know what I mean? So that's super hard. And I've talked a lot about and been very honest about, I had skin removal surgery on my abdomen, right after I lost the weight. And a lot of people are like, oh, you should wait a year and see. Like, I don't think that at all. Like, I think when you lose the weight, when you get down to your goal weight, if you have saved the money and you want, just go ahead and do it, because your body is going to try to refill that skin the longer it's there. It's really true. And it's there's also something like, I look at my stomach now, my stomach is really flat, and I can work really hard to keep it that way. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Because like I worked so hard, and then I had the surgery, so I don't want to mess that up. And I even with Harper, like I had, I'll have to maybe at some time on the vlog do some like before and after kind of like things. But even I would say for the most part, my stomach went right back, like after having a baby. And I gained 47 pounds when I was pregnant with Harper. So it wasn't like I just gained like a nice 10 or 15.
And you lost it all. Good job. You
yeah, I did. I had to have, you go, girl. Yeah, I did lose. I lost all the baby weight. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I mean, you know, you've talked about it before. I mean, about how also, you know, you kind of view it almost as a battle scar too. I mean, not that you wouldn't want to not have the extra skin, don't get me wrong, in the perfect world, but at the same time, you came through something. Look, you hadn't always been skinny, you lost the weight, you overcame something that even a skinny person never could have experienced themselves.
Right.
You did that, and so, you know, I mean, we're not here saying, oh, it's great to have the extra skin, because I do think it's also always waiting for it, just like you said, to fill back up. It's like it wants, there's something crying out, and it's like, fill us back up.
I know.
And I'm like, no!
Yeah, exactly. It's really hard. It is really hard. And you know, a lot of people have very, very strong opinions about plastic surgery and whatever. And I actually worked for a plastic surgeon for a long time. Dr. Jennifer Walden out of Austin, Texas, who's amazing if you're in Austin or whatever. Hi, Teresa! My friend Teresa just joined, who's lost over 130 pounds. I don't know what the exact total is now, but she's done amazing. Yeah, and but I have like a lot of people are really it's a big taboo to talk about like plastic surgery. And the way I view it as, yes, did I have a plastic surgery procedure? 100%. I had all the extra skin removed off my abdomen. I view that as reconstructive surgery, because she was restoring my abdomen and the center of my body back to what was underneath it, which was what I worked so hard for, you know?
Yeah.
So, that's just my opinion about it. And not only that, but I've had multiple, randomly, I've had lots of plastic surgery over the years, which is kind of bizarre. I had a breast reduction years ago when I was 21, so 19 years ago.
A little bit more than that, because we got married when we were 22.
Oh, so it was after that.
Yeah, we've been married maybe 2 years, or a year or two.
So
it was the summer of 2000.
So 17.
Somehow I just remember
17 years ago.
17 years, yeah.
Long time ago. And then, and that was like before the best thing I did. Let's see, what was the recovery like? Okay, I'll definitely talk about that. Anyways, I had breast reduction, and then lost all the weight on Biggest Loser, and everything just like was hanging out in my shoes. So then I went and had the skin removal surgery, not just on my abdomen, but also on my breasts as well, to like pick it all up. And
yeah, your abdomen though, just the way it was when you lost weight, remember, it was just almost very fragile. It was so thin. I mean, it was really like you needed reconstructive surgery. It was literally
like onion skin. It was like so paper thin, and I'll never forget, it was like an apron. It just like fell over my whole like midsection. And I did a sprint triathlon, and I remember with Hannah in Palm Springs. This was right after Biggest Loser. And I remember later on that night we came home, and I took off, I had my little one piece like little cycling thing that you wear, and I came home and I took it off, and I looked down and I had 2 perfect round bruises on either side of like that hanging skin. And I was like, what in the world? Like, it looked like somebody had just gone pow pow, just like it punched me. Well, come to find out, it was from my knees in the cycling, hitting that extra skin that just was hanging down. It just like for 25 miles just And that was like when it just like I was done. I was like, that's no more. I'm done with this. Like I'm getting this taken off. Like I can't, you know. And I'm so glad that I did. Megan was also asking what the recovery was like. The one thing I do regret is I didn't go all the way around. I wish I would have gone 360 and had just the back, also skin off my back and everything removed. It just felt very overwhelming for me at that time. But looking back on it, my doctor really wanted me to do that, and I just didn't, and I do regret that. So I went almost all the way around. I would say 3/4 of the way around. Like a can opener. She just like literally, it was a solid 12 weeks before I went back to doing any kind of working out. Like it's a major surgery, because not only did she have to, there was a separation from my skin to my abdominal wall. So like you could have lifted my skin like a sheet on a bed. Like, so she had to go up all the way underneath my sternum and like reattach with permanent sutures, my skin back to my abdominal wall and like pull it all back in, then remove the extra skin and then reattach it all. It's like a major reconstructive. So I was hunched over how many weeks before I could stand up straight?
We used to make fun of her because she looked exactly like her grandmother. I mean, it was amazing.
I literally looked like my grandma. Like I couldn't stand up straight for weeks and weeks and weeks. And finally I did. It wasn't super painful. Like I was uncomfortable for sure. Let's see. Flipped over. Yeah. Let's see. Wait. Oh, Catherine was saying the reason why she didn't do the front and the back was because the most dangerous thing is being flipped over in surgery, which is also very true. So one day maybe I'll get the back part done. Maybe, but we'll see.
After you had all your babies?
After I've had all my babies and done, because I'm sure at some point I'll probably want to revise, like whatever, and I don't know, maybe not. But, yeah, I was hunched over for a long time, and it took me a while, but then I finally, like, you know, started back slowly again. I started back with SoulCycle. Of course, at that time I wasn't teaching, but I just started like building my body up. It took time, but I had to really, really watch what I was eating during that time. I remember like food was key because I wasn't able to work out at all. So I can't. If you've lost a lot of weight and you're considering surgery, I cannot highly recommend it enough. It was one of the best things I've ever done, hands down.
Still one of my favorite things. The guy in your class, I don't want to say his name because it's not fair to him. He's not here, but you were telling him about it because he had lost a bunch of weight and he went and did it.
Oh yeah,
like 2 weeks later, he did the same surgery you did.
I did. I like told.
It was
like a really good friend of mine, and he had lost a lot of weight. Actually, in my class, like spinning.
Yeah, that's
me.
what I was saying. It's like they had this discussion we're having here with you guys. They had it. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna do that.
And he did. And he went and had a consultation, and he had the money saved up, and he just went and did it. And I just thought it was awesome. But anyways, it was actually it was really it's just so worth it. It's now if you just have a regular sit like at a desk job, within a couple weeks, I would say 2 weeks, 10 days, 12 days, you could definitely go back.
It's just the physical.
It's just the actual like physicality of it. But I cannot recommend enough really taking the time. If you get 10 or 12 days off work or whatever your doctor suggests, really take the time and don't go crazy. Don't move all around. Like really let yourself recover. Super important. So.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm just looking at this guy. We are driving, so I'm trying to be safe.
Of course. That was a little tandent about plastic surgery, but
that was good.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is like if you don't like something about your body and you want to go fix it or change it, there's no shame in that game.
And you worked for a plastic surgeon, so you got to firsthand to see what it was like.
And it didn't feel taboo to me because I was around it for so many years, and like.
Well, and you saw the people who were excesses of things, and the people who were normal, and the people that really helped.
Right.
Well.
Oh my gosh! Like I mean,
so many
that's
stories.
the thing is like I saw women who had double mastectomies that she was reconstructing. I mean, like, there was just so much. And then just people who, like, you know what, I don't like my nose. I would like to make my nose look like this. And then she would do that, and I would see how happy they were afterwards. And, like, again, if you don't believe in that, then by all means don't do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of my philosophy on a lot of things. Like, I'm like, well, that's definitely not for me, so I'm not going to do it, but I'm not going to tell you not to do it. It's your life and your body and your thoughts and your feelings, and I think, we should support people when people feel...
I mean, to me, especially like with that nose thing or like ears and stuff, I mean, that's a lot like braces.
100%.
Am I off?
No.
I've never thought about this. I'm just thinking out loud right now.
I completely agree.
I mean, because, people don't want to, and then all of a sudden they get braces and they have their teeth and they're ready to smile. Well, that was worth it to get the braces for them.
And I think just because for them, like, people think braces, oh, well, that's just such a non-invasive thing, which it is, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Like, I just...
Hi, Amy.
Glad
you made it back.
Yeah.
That's good. What else y'all want to talk about?
Plastic surgery, weight loss. Like, I mean, man, we're talking about all the things tonight.
All the things.
I've been talking a lot about duality, and this is like a random thing in my classes this week. And, and then one of my writers, Danielle, I know she wouldn't mind me mentioning it. She was saying it just really, like, spoke to her because... and then another writer of mine, Elizabeth, that they were really relating to it because, like, I think sometimes we feel like we're only allowed to feel one way, and I think, like, we underestimate, like, for instance, I'm gonna, like, totally throw it out there, like, you're beginning a weight loss journey. There's a part there. There are so many things that you're feeling. You're probably a little overwhelmed, okay? Maybe a little stressed because it feels like, oh my gosh, this is like such a long road ahead. But then there's probably like a little bit of excitement because you're like taking control. You may even have a sliver of happiness knowing that you're like, all right, I'm gonna do this, like, or optimism or hopefulness, like whatever. But then people get so like, oh, well, I can't feel all those things at once. But yeah, I actually can. You can be strong and feel challenged at the same time, or you can feel happy and sad about the same thing. Absolutely. And I think there's something that's so incredibly honest and great about allowing yourself to feel all the things when you need to feel them. You know what I mean? Like,
I like that.
I don't know. So I've been like really talking about challenging yourself like that to feel like duality in moments like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think, what's interesting about that, it kind of reminds me, there's a quote I love from this guy, Eugene Peterson. If you know the Message translation of the Bible, he wrote that, and he's a prolific author. And he's Bono's favorite author.
Wow.
Anyway, he was a pastor as well, in addition to being an author. But I love this quote. He says, "People are not problems to be solved, they're mysteries to be explored."
I love that.
I mean, I love that because that alludes to the same thing you're talking about.
I love that.
Not to be like, well, I shouldn't feel this because you're only supposed to feel this one way at one time. Well, that is crazy. You're feeling it. So, that's it. That's just the thing. And you just got to figure it out worth it. I mean, it's even, I'm really quoting some people here, but I remember when the Pope came to America for the first time. I know I'm jumping, but I'm just saying, he said in his White House speech, I'll never forget this, he said, we must resist the temptation to make people either all evil or all good.
Yes.
That is really the source of a lot of our political / whatever problems, our bickering on Facebook. We peg people for one thing, and in our society we want to say you're just, because you thought this one time, you're just an evil person. I've got you pegged. I know who you are.
But we are made of the light and the dark. And it's, I really think that, like, obviously I always strive to be as much in the light as I possibly can. But if you
that's the journey.
100%. But if you don't acknowledge the darkness and the shadows in your life, you're never going to fully experience the light. I believe that.
Or, you know, I'm capable of doing it. Yeah, I am.
You know what I mean?
I'm capable of being a jerk. I'm capable
100%.
of being this. I'm capable of being uncaring and unkind and all of these things of, you know, we're all capable of not caring about people or considering other racial or minority, you know, like whatever it is, the thing that's other than us.
Yep.
And I just think it goes back to what you're talking about, because there's multiple things that are going on, and
I remember when I was at the ranch, when I was the biggest breakthrough for me, was when I finally realized why I had never been able to actually lose the weight. That why I always just went back and forth, because somewhere deep inside me there was this enormous fear of failure. Like that if I actually put all my effort, my heart, my prayers, my energy, my headspace, my body into this idea of actually for once and for all losing this weight, and I couldn't do it, the disappointment and the letdown of that would be unbearable for me. Because as long as the hope of it was out there, or I just haven't really tried it to really do it yet. Like, you know, well, it's I'm gonna do it, but it's like it almost made me feel like I was doing it. This is so I know this is very weird. So like for me, I finally had to look at that disappointment in the eye and say, you know what, like I'm going to chance the disappointment. And even if I am disappointed in the end of all of this, if I don't make it on the show, if I don't last very long, if I am on the show and I'm still not able to lose the weight, or my body doesn't let it happen or whatever, I'm going to explore what that's going to feel like. I'm actually going to look at that shadow in my journey. I'm going to look at that dark place. I'm going to acknowledge that it's there, and then I'm going to work not only to bring light to that area, but also to allow myself to experience those feelings. Because for so long I just tried not to look at it, which is so dumb because it's still there. It's not gonna like go away, but like I don't know, like I just feel like I was saying, you have to experience the dark to really understand the light. And
and to have appreciation's a light word, but to be able to appreciate the light, because you come through that place. You know, you come through that place of sorry. There's no way you're going to appreciate it. You know, what's the thing? I mean, you can't know what freedom's like until you haven't been free. Right? Does that make sense? Like in your own life, you've been. When you overcame something, so then you go, oh, I know what it was like. I mean, what's the message of Amazing Grace?
Yeah, 100%.
You know, I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. You know, it's Amazing Grace that did this to me. Yeah. And, you know, I've had this thing, but I know what it's like to be on the other side. And I think, you know, for us, I think, especially within the weight area, I mean, we know what it was like, and we still struggle with it, but we know what it's like. When I see people, you know, walking down the street or something, and I see they're trying to eat healthy or something, I'm like, you know, sometimes I try not to, because it can just be so hard when people talk to you about your weight and you know, whatever. And I remember, but I just want to be like, I know. It's not just like, oh, I'm rooting for you, like I'm really encouraging, which is all great, but like, I know exactly.
I get so overwhelmed sometimes in my soul cycle class when I see people come in and have riders that I know are on a weight journey, that like, and they're trying so hard to like do all the things, and like, oh, I just almost want to like give them my breath, if that makes sense. I know that sounds so silly, but like I almost just want to be like, oh, I just feel what you're going through on such a primal level. Like that resistance that you feel every day when you wake up, you know, it's just so interesting. I don't know. Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's just interesting. And And it's so hard because, you know, I think did we talk about this earlier? There was a question. I think it was a question last week, but
Ralph Ward said, y'all be safe.
We will.
I think he might think that I'm driving. I'm not driving. We're flipped in y'all's camera. I'm not driving. Ben's driving. And we're literally just driving around the park. Like, there's nothing. Yeah. We're being very safe. Yeah. I don't know if that's what if there was a conversation that was going on, but anyway.
Thank you, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. But, you know, it was a question about how do you talk to other people about it. And I just keep thinking about that in this conversation because there's just nothing you can say. But you know what I was thinking? This is so random. This is stream of consciousness. But I was thinking about when you were saying that, who was the most encouraging to me when I was losing weight? Jerry O'Sullivan was very helpful, but in a more traditional way. But like Greg was really, my friend Greg, because he never was like, you need to do this or do this or do that. He would just ask me what I was doing.
I love that.
Like, there was never any, like, oh, you should. There was never any of that. Like,
because sometimes you just need somebody to let you just talk it out.
Like, and when you're trying to do new plans of eating or whatever, you also have thought a lot about it, but not a lot of people you've probably been able to talk to about it.
And I think it would probably be very freeing talking to somebody like Greg, because Greg has never had a weight problem in his whole entire life.
No, but Greg is such a great, just like, he really is truly interested in what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And he I mean, you'd be like, so I'm doing this and I'm thinking this and maybe this will help me. He's like, that's so interesting. Like, that is so interesting. He's like, because Greg is skinny as it comes. He's got the best genes in the world for that. I mean, everybody struggles with all kinds of things, but that ain't the thing he struggles with.
No, yeah.
And anyway, I was just thinking about how you can help someone who is that, and I just think,
just be there for
with
them.
Uh-oh.
What?
Here's that. Can y'all give us a...
Here we are.
Ah! Make sure we're still here. Will somebody give us a comment? Make sure you can hear and see us. Because we had a weird thing happen on the screen.
That was weird.
That was weird. We're going to keep talking as if you are.
Somebody just say...
Yeah, it might...
Somebody say, yeah, if they can hear us.
Everybody say, Elmo! Oh,
there they are. Yeah, they're here.
Okay, cool. That was weird.
Yeah, if anybody has any other questions.
Yeah, any other questions? We're just riffing now, so.
Yeah, we're just like riffing in the key of G.
One of my favorite keys as a guitar player. Hi, Sherry. It is interesting. I do know, I have to get used to when you ask a question, you know, there's a little bit of a delay.
I know.
Oh, it's hopping at Astoria Park tonight.
Tell you what.
If Sloan's watching, we're in the neighborhood.
We are in the hood.
Yeah, it says you froze up for a moment. Yes, we did. Even for on our end,
I know, we were like, whoa.
Whoa.
It was very weird. What else? What else?
What else? I don't know.
Let's see.
I'm drawing a blank.
Let's see. Speaking of being a guitar player, from one to the other, what strings do you use? I like these questions.
Oh yes, I love a question like this.
Use let's see if I can guess.
Okay, go ahead.
Use D'Addario strings.
Very nice.
I do know that. But you use ones that are like half and half. Like half the strings are one kind of.
That's a good observation. I don't do that anymore. That was on my Taylor.
Oh. What do you use now?
I use D'Addario and I use 13s, which are mediums.
Medium gauge strings?
Medium gauge strings, but I use phosphor bronze.
I didn't.
The two different kinds are 80/20s and phosphor bronze. On my Taylor, I used to use a bluegrass gauge set, which was half light gauge, half medium gauge, so 12s and stuff on the top, but then the lower gate you had like this medium, so you could really, if you listen to bluegrass flat picking.
What did it do?
I like to have sound effects. But anyway, yeah, but 80/20 was a little brighter on my other guitar, but on this guitar I use phosphor bronze, you know. That's my acoustic strings. I am not a huge electric player. I have one. I play it from time to time. I go through phases where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to be like an electric guitar player. And I know all the stuff. Like I could teach you the scales. I could do that stuff.
And
it's just
I laugh
not in me.
every time. It's just not what you're
I love the acoustic guitar. I love it. I love the physicality of it. I don't like on how the electric guitar, you have the amp. Anyway. I don't know if anyone else is interested in that, but Brian, I'm glad you are interested in that. A little side note, I did have a Taylor 914C for 10 years. It got stolen in Nashville in 2007.
That was devastating.
That was
we were devastated because we had no money at that point.
No.
Like I'm talking zero extra money, and then Ben's livelihood was stolen.
Yep, and so our homeowner's insurance paid us for the current value of it, which I think I'd paid in like when I graduated college, which was '98. My parents had given it to me as a graduation present. It was $3,500. They gave me $5,500 because it had appreciated, and I'd always wanted a custom guitar. If you know, like James Taylor, James Olson makes his guitars, and so I was able to get one because they start at like $8,500. Like this was in 2007. Now you know now it's like off the charts. Anyway, I was able to do it because I was able to take that $5,500 and then put some money with it, so it wasn't so crazy. We sold the car.
I know.
For the rest of it. So that's a very special guitar. That guitar also was.
Okay, wait a second. Brian said he's the opposite. He feels so lost on an acoustic.
Oh.
He plays nickel wound 1254 Didarias.
Nice.
Did I say that right?
Nickel wound. You did good. You did good. Yeah, I like that. I have Brian, what kind of electric do you play? I have a Telecaster because I got it when I was playing country music mostly. When I was at Berkeley doing a country guitar lab, and then I used it when I was in Nashville.
Sherry just said, "Wow, that's a lot of money." Oh yeah, Sherry.
Oh, that guitar is like a.
That guitar when we bought it was like 10 grand or something, wasn't it?
I think 8,500. Whoa. Yeah, it was very expensive.
It was so. It is probably worth way more than that now.
Oh yeah.
Because instruments appreciate.
Yeah, and it was very cool because I got to talk to the guy who was in Michigan, and he's building it for you. I think mine's like number 107. Mine's only the 107th guitar and he'd been doing it for like 10 years.
Oh yeah, Mike.
So like this is a work of art.
It's a beautiful.
It's beautiful, instrument. Yeah. It also has a lot of significance because I really felt like that was a significant thing, and that's actually what kind of veered and steered me towards doing worship ministry again. I was just writing songs and doing country music at the time, and I really felt like that was a real big signifier from God that that was the thing. And so that guitar, the guy's a Christian, and he puts doves on the fretboard, and actually the name of his company is Charis, which is the Greek word for gift. Charis.
He's currently playing. Let me see. A Schecter neck.
Okay.
Schecter neck through with a Floyd Rose. I don't know. I'm sorry. I think I really.
Hey, he's even getting because I'm electric. You know who I do when we start talking electrics. My friend Sebastian, you guys have seen on the vlog before. He is the electric guy, so he keeps me up to date on electric stuff. But that sounds good. Well, that sounds good, man. Also, Brian, tell me what kind of stuff you play. Like what like you play rock? Tell me the genre.
While we're waiting for that, somebody who's a girl asked me a question about girl stuff.
Brian, I'm so enjoying the fact that there's a guy asking questions.
I'm just kidding. I love this because it's always like, oh, let's talk about this makeup and that makeup. We talk about a lot of girl stuff, I know. Not only that, but can we just look at this little nugget man back there?
Watching vintage Mickey.
Let's see. Recovering from pneumonia and haven't been in spending weeks. How would you suggest I go back for my first time? Do what I can and build back up. I feel like I'm starting over. Yeah, Heather was just saying she'd been sick with pneumonia. Yeah, we sort of talked about this, like this kind of idea. You just got to jump back in, start where you can, do as much as you can, build back up. You just there's no real like magical way of doing it. You just got to like jump in there and do it. And the great thing that's so amazing about spin, I feel personally, is that you can customize it to wherever you're at.
Yeah.
You can sit in the very, very back and just do your own thing. You can sit in the front, push yourself a little bit. You can sit down whenever you need to. It's like, it's
yeah,
such
you can go back and start in the back and move your way up as you feel more confident.
Absolutely. So that's the best. That's what I do it. And when you're riding, really concentrating on the breath, concentrating on taking those big, deep breaths to the base of the lung space as you're starting to really, train your lungs again to take those big, deep breaths, because that's part of pneumonia, is because of the fluid, you get in these the habits of taking really short breaths.
Yeah.
So once that fluid's gone, it's just a bad habit. You have to really start to encourage your lungs to take those big breaths again. I usually play heavy rock, but I'm currently trying to branch out.
Like that.
Cool.
I like that.
That's very cool, actually.
I always like branching out. I like to explore all of it. It's good. It's good stuff.
It's good. It's good.
It's good.
I think we're gonna do one more loop-de-loop around the park.
Yep, last loop around Astoria Park. If you guys really could see Astoria Park has great views.
It's gorgeous. I mean, I've enjoyed actually looping this park.
Yeah, it's great. When we first started, it was like sunset, and so you could really see the stuff.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So yeah, I think we could definitely answer one more question if anybody has another question. Nay, I'm gonna ask you a question. Name one thing. It can be anything. It can be something significant or not. That's a favorite these days.
Oh.
That you're just something you're enjoying.
Oh, absolutely. I know what it is.
I know what it is too. I actually know what this is
You
gonna
do?
be.
Oh, I don't know if you know what it is.
Your Kindle?
Oh, I do love that. That's number 2.
Oh, number 2. Okay.
That's not number 1.
What's number 1?
Okay. This is going to be a nerdy thing, Brian. You'll probably enjoy this.
Oh,
everyone else will not enjoy this, but, just celebrate along with me. Rejoice with those who rejoice.
Okay.
I'm finishing up my Berkeley online mixing class that I started with my sabbatical. And so we mix a new song every week. And the other day I was in my Facebook feed, and this plugin, now if you know about anything about recording, it's like the effects, like echo.
We got it.
Okay. There was a plugin that's normally $200 that they were offering for $29. It's still on sale if you want it, by the way. And I bought it on a whim. I was like, I gotta have that because it emulated this classic console. Oh, the sound of that thing is amazing. I've just been using it on everything. That's my favorite thing, is the Waves SSL G series plugin with compressor and noise gate, and it's just like a channel strip off I know this is so nerdy, so Brian, maybe you'll enjoy it. That is my favorite, and my Kindle is number 2. I got a real Kindle so I wouldn't be distracted, so I read more, and I've already read like 2 books. Because when I put my phone down, I'm not tempted on the Kindle to try to check Facebook or Twitter, which I love checking Facebook or Twitter, but I just want to read, you know what I'm saying? And it's been nice, and that light is so good on it. It's good on my eyes, and at night I don't think y'all can see it very well, like a book light,
Yeah.
Okay, for you.
For me, my most favorite thing, and this is so simple, and it's not... Oh, we went dead.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
My battery's going. I gotta get a new phone. That thing's
Anyways, I'm gonna end with this. It's these Soul Cycle camo sweatpants. If you can see them, they are amazing.
Yeah.
They've got a little Soul Cycle patch right there.
Cool.
They're amazing, and I haven't been able to wear anything like that because it's starting to feel like fall weather and all that. Let's see, are you and Hannah going to do videos while y'all are together in a couple weeks? I'll answer that really quick. Yes, Hannah and I are going to do some videos. Hannah's definitely going to be on We Are the Wards. Hannah and I are thinking about doing a podcast.
Yeah.
We've already got a title for it and a bunch of things. I think we're just gonna record some of the podcasts while we're down there too, and then just have I want to do a podcast
so I can take the mic.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So anyways, so that's all.
They're gonna do some My Inspiration. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, look out for My Inspiration. We Are the Wards. Welcome to the new Facebook page, and also we're always on YouTube. Don't worry. YouTube gets the video so when I finish editing it, I usually put it up a little bit later. Facebook. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
yes.
Anyway, and then
so I'm really so if you have ideas also for podcasts, let us know. We've got a great title. We're super excited. It's really interesting. We've had this title for a long time for various things, but it just seems like and we've never used it, but it just seems like it's the right thing to use it for a podcast. So, yeah, I think we probably will do. I think we should just start doing the live streams on the Facebook page.
I like it. Y'all let us know.
Yeah,
if you
everybody's saying
everybody
they
who's
like
been,
it.
yeah, just let us know. You know what I'm going to do, though, for our YouTube people? Because some people, they're not as a big Facebook user. I'm going to upload the archive to YouTube.
I think
so
that's a great idea.
So if you don't, you can at least watch the archive, and it'll be there for the future.
Yeah.
So
but I like doing these live streams on Facebook. It was much better.
Sorry about the reflection. Who knows? I think it's because Facebook's normally like when you do a live and you do it straight up. But to get us both into it, we have to do this. And it works better to upload to YouTube.
Yeah, it's all right. Who cares? So it looks like we're in England. That's kind of like exotic and fun.
Yeah, and we have some English
Yeah.
that are watching. So.
European friends. So anyways, but all right.
Sounds good. We love you guys.
We love you guys. Have the best weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Saying goodbye from We Are the Wards. Harper,
Woo!
can you say hi? Say hi.
Bye.
Say bye, 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 bye. Say bye, bye. Oh, look
Okay, bye-bye.
Jayer. Pooh! Can you say bye-bye? Wave bye-bye.
Sleepy.
He's like, no, I can't.
He's like, guys, I'm tired. Let's go home.
Yeah. Are you ready to go home? Are you ready to go home? Yeah. Thank you guys so much. It was amazing, like talking to you guys and hanging out with you guys, and I'm just excited to see now with this little extra added Facebook fun.
Share it with your friends.
Yeah, share it with let's get lots of people to like it on
Facebook.
thumbs up. Anyways.
All right.
I will talk to you guys later.
Yes, bye.
Bye.